In the murky depths of history, there are certain places that remain shrouded in mystery, holding secrets that send shivers down our spines. One such place is the Italian island of Poveglia, also known as the Island of Silence. Its name, echoing the eerie quiet that has fallen over the centuries since its existence, was first noted by Marco Polo in the 13th century. But if silence is what the island is known for, why are we telling you about it now? Why is this particular patch of land off the coast of Venice, Italy, famous? Why do people still go there today? And why do they risk their lives doing it? We're about to dive into the spine-tingling mysteries of the island that have captured the imaginations of many. We'll be exploring the untold stories of those who dared to venture into its eerie embrace and the haunting tales that continue to echo through the ages. So fasten your seatbelts and prepare for a journey that will leave you questioning the boundaries between the living and the dead. Welcome to my channel. It's time to explore the silent bell of Poveglia. Now let's begin with the most peculiar aspect of this isolated island, its silence. The island is oddly devoid of any residents. It seems like an uninhabited speck of land in the middle of the Venetian lagoon. However, the silence isn't absolute. There's a sound that occasionally breaks the quietude, a sound that brings with it a tale of tragedy and despair, a toll of a bell. In the late 18th century, when Venice was grappling with the deadly plague years, ships coming too close to Poveglia were met with an eerie silence, a silence that was only broken by the haunting toll of a bell. What's the story behind this mysterious bell? Well, it serves as a grim reminder of the island's chilling past. On Poveglia, the sick were taken to die. Doctors in creepy bird-like masks carried the infected there, never to return. The soil of the island grew so heavy with ash and human remains that it was said half the island was made of bone. The locals whispered that the plague victims didn't find peace in death. They claimed that at night, the dead would claw their way back to the surface, their eyes glowing ominously in the darkness. They were searching for the doctors who had abandoned them. It wasn't just the living who feared the island. Even death itself seemed to resist being confined to Poveglia. Now, fast forward a century. A psychiatric hospital was built on the island, hoping to capitalize on the tranquility of the place. But little did they know they were building on a foundation of restless spirits. Patients admitted to the hospital told chilling tales of seeing shadows pacing their rooms at night, hearing screams from beneath the floorboards and feeling invisible hands tighten around their throats. At first, the chief doctor dismissed these stories as the ramblings of his patients. He scoffed, claiming there were logical explanations for every phenomenon. That was until he himself began experiencing the island's eerie manifestations. One full moon night, he too saw the ghastly figures moving through the corridors. He heard the heart-wrenching cries from below the floor and felt the icy grip of unseen hands around his neck. Unable to bear the torment any longer, he rushed to the top of the bell tower and leaped to his death, before anyone could help him, whispering that the plague people had dragged him up there. From then on, the bell tower was sealed, but the mystery only deepened. To this day, fishermen swear they hear the bell toll across the water on foggy nights. It's a sound that echoes the sorrow and suffering of countless souls trapped within the island's confines. Some say the bell tolls for the living, while others believe it's a message from the dead, reaching out to those still alive, beckoning them to join them in their eternal slumber. This eerie legend has transformed the island into a place of fear and fascination, drawing in those who dare to test their courage against the unknown. As tales of the island's haunting spread, brave souls began venturing closer to Poveglia, hoping to catch a glimpse of the supernatural occurrences for themselves. But as the mist cleared and reality set in, they found no trace of the ghostly procession or the spectral bell. Yet the legends persist, passed down through generations of Venetians and beyond. Over time, these stories have become a significant part of the island's lore, adding to its mystique and drawing more curious visitors to its shores. The Venetian government, recognizing the potential impact on the local economy, decided to capitalize on the island's eerie reputation. They designated the island as a restricted zone, allowing only limited access under strict conditions. Overnight, Poveglia became a hotspot for ghost hunters and thrill seekers from all over the world. These intrepid explorers came armed with cameras and recording equipment, hoping to capture evidence of the paranormal activity. Some even went as far as spending the night on the island, determined to experience the full force of its haunting firsthand. But as the sun set and darkness fell, the bravest of souls began to question their decisions. For on this island, the veil between the living and the dead seemed paper-thin, and the spirits of Poveglia were not shy about making their presence felt. Among the visitors who dared to tread on the island's hallowed grounds were historians eager to uncover the truth behind the haunting tales. They delved into the island's archives, poring over records of the plague years and the asylum's operations. Their goal was to separate fact from fiction, to determine whether there was any basis for the legends that had grown around Poveglia. But as their research deepened, they too began to encounter strange phenomena. Books flew off shelves, documents scattered across the floor, and whispers seemed to emanate from the very walls themselves. It was as if the island spirits were trying to communicate with them, sharing their anguish and torment from beyond the grave. Then there were the skeptics, those who approached the island with a healthy dose of disbelief. They argued that the haunting was nothing more than a clever hoax designed to attract tourists. But even they couldn't deny the strange occurrences that unfolded before their very eyes. Tools mysteriously broke. Shadows flickered in the corners of their vision, and a pervasive sense of dread settled over them. As the skeptics ventured deeper into the island's haunting embrace, they too began to wonder if there wasn't something more, something they couldn't quite comprehend but deeply felt in their bones. Now, if you've been captivated by the spine-chilling tales of Poveglia, imagine being an actual resident of Venice. How would you react to the unsettling stories of an island where the dead refuse to rest and the living are driven to the brink of madness? Well, the people of Venice have a long and storied history of dealing with the supernatural. They have developed a unique perspective on life, death, and the mysteries that lie in between. When news of the island's haunting first began to spread, the Venetians were intrigued but cautious. They knew that the dead could bring with them both good and bad fortune, and they didn't want to tempt fate. As the legends grew, so did their unease. Some Venetians began to avoid the island altogether, while others took extra precautions when venturing too close. They might have sprinkled holy water over their homes, placed protective charms on their person, or even called upon local priests for blessings. But despite their fears, the Venetians were also fascinated by the island. Many of them had heard stories of the plague years and the asylum's dark past, and they were curious to learn more. So they might have visited the island to pay their respects to the dead, to learn about their history, or perhaps even to seek out the truth behind the hauntings. These days, the Venetians have largely come to accept the island's eerie reputation. They understand that the dead may never find peace on Poveglia, but they also recognize the importance of honoring their history. Many Venetians now visit the island as a way of paying tribute to those who died there, as well as to learn more about their city's rich and sometimes terrifying past. Overall, the Venetians' response to the island's haunting is a testament to their resilience, curiosity, and deep connection to their history. Despite the fear and uncertainty that the island brings, they have found ways to honor the dead, learn from the past, and move forward with their lives. So what do you think? Is the island really haunted, or is it all just a clever hoax? Let me know your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe for more updates. And as always, thanks for watching.